I'm about to read you my very own poem that I wrote, entitled, Who I Truly Might Be. This is my entry into the Slam Behind the Curtain Scholarship, which I hope does well and also inspires people to see who they really are themselves, rather than what people have created them to be. As I read this poem, I hope you feel exactly what I'm reading. Who I truly might be. I stand here to tell you of who I really am. But first, let me give you some background. It's time to cram. You have not heard of me or been told of what I could be because to everyone else, I am nothing. I am the one who was thrown in 100 million directions and could hardly ever make a true connection. I was used and abused by the one who told me that I was accused of something that I had no control over. He, being 15, came at me whenever I was only 2. What could I do? I was only 2! And where were you, Dad? From then on, I was confused and lost on a journey of who I am. I'm no longer that innocent lamb. I looked around like a curious kid. Always self-conscious of myself, I hid. I don't compare, but somehow or another you made me care. I'm no longer that innocent lamb. Calling me names that directed my path. God, if only you could have done the math. You don't know this, but my parents got a divorce. Therefore, I grew up without a dad, of course. Ever since the age of 11. The mask may never flee from the face of who I truly might be. I've tried too long, but I guess the real me is wrong. I never saw things like you true boys do. I grew up with my mom, looking for dresses and a new shoe. But, of course, the bullying continued. I kept it all bottled up inside. Just look behind the mask that I put on every time that you were around. I didn't want you to know how much it hurt. Let it all soak in the wound like a little bit of dirt. Sure, it burned at first, but it will eventually fade. That's how I was made. The mask may never flee from the face of who I truly might be. It's hard at first, but I'll make it work. 20 years after that tragic day, when my innocence was taken away, here I lay, gay, with the man I love, naked. I've finally been awake. The mask may never flee from the face of who I truly might be. I guess I feel free. I'm not bound by what you say I should be. I feel like a king. Or maybe a tall tree. But one day you will chop me down again. With the words you say, even though you claim to be my friend. So this is who I've become. because of what you've done. But who might I have really been? If you had let the real me in, and not created some stereotype based on how I acted. But because you don't seem to care about me, you will never see the impact of who you've created me to be. The mask may never flee from the face of who I truly might be. With all the words of hate that you so graciously set upon my plate, I will die from poisoning. And again comes all the questioning. The mask may never flee from the face of who I truly might be. But who could I be if I was set free from the chains that you have set upon me? I could be a normal boy, playing with a normal toy. I could be a husband to a girl, instead of being in some kind of same-sex marriage swirl. Forget all of you who tore me down and told me that I had to drown. I know now what I found. The true me awaits. I found the manual in which I operate. At last, the mask is left from the face of the one who's finally claimed theft. Of the innocence that I once had. I've let go of the past that once was bad.